So I'm here with Matyas, who is one of the students in the Faceless Launchpad program. Matyas, you are how old?
I'm 21 years old.
21 years old, that is the same age as me, pretty cool. But you've been able to get some pretty crazy results with YouTube automation, and that's why we are here. You've been one of our arguably best students, or one of the best students when it comes to fast results. You've been able to get some very impressive results very, very fast. Would you just want to start off by briefly introducing yourself, kind of what you do, what you've done before, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so thanks for having me on, first of all. I started my first channel around 7 years ago. So I've been on YouTube quite a while, and I was able to grow that channel to over 700,000 subscribers. I was doing the whole operation online for about 5 years. But in 2023, I realized that I just don't have enough time for this anymore because I had my final exams and other realized stuff that I had to take care of. And I was kind of bummed out, like, I gotta continue doing this. And that's when I started looking for solutions, and I found YouTube automation. And I started outsourcing different parts of my video creation process, and I was able to get my time back, and I actually passed my final exams, and I was able to continue life normally, which was nice. The problem was that I just wasn't able to grow the channel further beyond that because I was stagnating. I also tried starting new channels because now that I can automate everything, I can just scale like crazy.
Yeah.
You can't do that at the start. You're stretching yourself too thin, and your focus is divided. Like, I realized that's not a good idea. So I was just trying different niches out. I wasn't really doing the proper niche research. I was failing and stagnating. At the start of 2025, I discovered another program, not yours, and I tried that for around 2 months. I didn't really see success with it. It wasn't really like a faceless oriented course, so it wasn't really my kind of thing. But in spring of 2025, I discovered your channel, and I was like, okay, like these references that you have and these successes from your students, like, they look promising. So why not give this a shot? And that's when I joined. And I can say that I'm very, very happy that I did that because I was able to fill in my knowledge gaps and just go through this whole experience. It was amazing. And now I'm able to not stagnate anymore and continue growing and scaling. So yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, we'll get into your like specific results further on in the interview. I just want to clarify for everyone watching this that might not be too educated on what YouTube automation actually is. What Matyas here did before, or the reason why he got into YouTube automation is because YouTube automation, just to keep it very, very brief, is when you instead of being on camera yourself, showing your face, revealing your identity, or making all of the content yourself. You instead, create a very efficient team if you know how to do it, and that way you're able to outsource your content production and actually just be the kind of brain or mastermind behind the channel. So just to give the brief explanation. But so you tried starting some channels in the past, faceless ones. As I understand, they didn't get the absolute best results. What made you kind of be willing to go into the coaching route? Where were you lacking, so to say, to get these results yourself?
Yes, I was just noticing that I was putting in the work, but I wasn't getting the results, right? And that's not a good equation. So I started looking for solutions and things I can do to fix this. And I realized that, I wasn't getting the proper training, the proper knowledge that I needed. And I know that, having people who are successful and surrounding yourself with successful people who can guide you and answer your questions is always the best way and the quickest way to grow and be successful. So I saw that you provide this and your amazing coaches do. So I thought this is perfect. And also the course that you provided also helped me just, I went against your coach's advice of just going day by day, taking it slow. I just zoomed through it all, but I don't recommend others do that. But it really helped me just fill in the knowledge gaps and just come out with the results that I've been lacking. So.
Yeah. If you could mention one thing, like the single biggest kind of mistake that you did with your previous channels, for example, the niche being not the best, or let's say, the number one thing that kind of kept you from succeeding on your own, what was that?
You just mentioned it's niche research. That's, I think, the number one problem that I've had. I was just seeing, okay, these channels are doing really good. I can jump in and do this one better. But I don't think that's unequivocally not enough, because you can do that, but there's just way too much content already out there. Monopolized channels monopolizing the whole niche. Like, you can't really do anything with that. So you've got to find the sweet spot, which is perfectly explained in the course. So that has helped me out big time.
Awesome. So, would you say that there's a big difference to how you did niche research and actually determine niches yourself? Would you say that there's a big difference between how you did that to what's actually being taught and what we helped you with in the course? Would that be the main factor that you actually found the channel that you're running right now and you're getting crazy results with?
Yeah, exactly. That's the number one thing. Of course, there are other things, but that was the biggest one, because if you can get that down, the rest just follows if you put in the work and you learn what's necessary. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's actually get into your specific results. What is the, let's say, single biggest result that you've had from, whether it be revenue, views, whatever, from your channel that you started how many days ago, by the way?
Around like 55 days ago, might be around there, but I think around 2 months ago maximum. I can also share my screen if you want.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually even better. So you started your channel 55 days ago, right?
Yes.
And what you should be seeing on screen right now are the analytics, right, from that specific channel?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I started very end of June, so around 1.5 months ago. And yeah, these are my current views. And then this is the revenue that we're sitting at right now.
So almost $15,000 in the first, what is that, like 45 days, even less?
Yeah.
40 days?
Yes.
That is crazy, just to say it myself. Like, these are honestly at the same level as like the top guys in the space as well when it comes to launching new channels. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
With this specific channel, what would you say, like, what was the one strategical thing that made you actually get to this kind of level of results that we implemented?
I think it was just looking at all of my competitors, seeing what's working best on all of the channels, taking that and just putting my own twist on it, which is, what I did was that I just basically created a new color scheme for my thumbnails on my videos, and I chose the correct voice for the video. I think it's like perfect for my niche.
Are you using
voice that I chose?
Sorry, not to cut you off, but are you using? Is AI heavily involved with your channel?
Yes. So for voiceovers, I use 11 Labs for all my videos, so there's no human element there. I also use AI for script writing. Basically, everything is done by AI. We don't even like a human script writer for like 99% of what we do. So that has helped out big time. And where we innovated, I think, and I don't think a lot of people do this, is we also developed an app for our video backdrops, so we can fully automate generating the videos, the images that we use during the video.
Yeah.
And it's not AI swaps those, don't get me wrong. Like, we made this app so it doesn't look like it's fully generated by AI, and it's working really well, because that has allowed us to cut our production costs to, I'd say, around maybe $10 per video, or like 10 to 50 maximum.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know how we were even able to do that, but it's working really nicely.
Yeah. So you're you said 10. How much does a video like cost in total for you to create?
Like $10, $15 max, around 10.
Right, so $10-15. Just if we're gonna do super rough, how many uploads they have in total on this channel?
I'd say around 50.
Okay, so
50.
50 uploads at $15 a piece, let's say. That is below $1,000 in costs, and you've generated almost $15,000 in revenue. How does that feel?
Yes. That's like crazy. I don't know. I could not have imagined that before I started. I'm very, very grateful for it. And we're going to continue scaling, trying to get those costs down, and producing higher quality videos.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned with the when you're creating the content, you're not really looking to create, the standard AI slop. And I just wanted to briefly touch on that. I think one thing that a lot of beginners getting into faceless YouTube or YouTube automation, one thing that they mention is that they don't want to create, AI slop, which is literally just an AI image slideshow. Would you say that the approach that we have in the faceless launchpad is not like we're not really trying to teach people to create AI slop, right? We want people to create original stuff that can actually become a long-term business.
Yeah, absolutely. So even with my channel, like we make sure to avoid that route, and actually we give a lot of real value to people. Like I see all the comments coming in.
Yeah,
It always like warms your heart.
Yeah.
So, and what also helps us is like with my niche, what we do is a little bit different because we have like a channel right here, and it allows us to. During the video, we ask people to just comment 1 or 2 words, which they can just leave in the comment section during the video, like a couple of times, and that boosts engagement like crazy. And that's also probably why we've reached so many people. So it's another strategy that we do.
That's cool. So I see that you're on $900, not maybe $900, but let's say $800 per day in revenue. I'm not really sure about how your life looks, but would you say that has made a big difference to your view on this whole business model, what you're able to do in your real life? How's that changing everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So from 2023, 2024, I was like, I know this works, but I just wasn't able to quite grasp it myself. But I just was able to get through those doubts. And now that I see that it actually works, I'm confident that I can continue growing this. And it's a really nice feeling. And I'm really happy about it. So.
And would you say with the kind of skill that you've acquired now through the program, do you have plans on starting multiple channels like this? Maybe since you developed this one app, like how would that be for you to just reapply this strategy onto multiple channels? Is that in line with your plans, or how do you see this going in the future?
Yeah, I definitely want to scale. I already have 2 other channels that I started, so I have a total of 4 right now. 2 of them are monetized, and yeah, I just want to scale, but I want to scale in a smart way so I don't stretch myself thin again. And I'm gonna make it a little slower, and also just expand first in terms of the channels, so digital products, private communities, things like that. So scaling might take a little longer at first, but as I learn, I'm going to be able to scale faster certain channels. So I'm really excited about doing that. So yeah.
Awesome, man. We talked a little bit about before this interview, and you mentioned that you've also started getting into the digital product route. What we saw on the YouTube dashboard that you just showed that was only the ad revenue from YouTube, right? Have you had any success with implementing digital products to this kind of almost, I'm not sure if we can call it cash cow channel, but more ad revenue focused channel?
Yeah, absolutely. I can share my screen again. I started a Shopify store like 3 to 4 days ago, and we're already seeing like crazy results. I already had to increase the price because people are just buying like crazy.
Wait, so you started this store 4 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days
August
ago.
8, yeah.
And you're making how much per day? Almost $500?
Yeah.
All right, that is crazy. And with the digital products, a very good thing to educate the people listening as well. like since you've created the digital product, it doesn't cost you too much to fulfill this, right? So the margins should be fairly high.
Yes, it's all just creating the product, which AI can help you basically. And I did hire like someone to look through the product, but it really doesn't cost much, and then it literally doesn't cost anything.
Yeah,
so
it just runs on autopilot.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome, man. So you've obviously had super good results. Awesome to see. I'm sure that you're going to be crushing this even more in the future. Who would you recommend like this whole program and this whole, if you could just pick whoever, like who could really be in need of this and who would really benefit from using our help and also connecting with others that are doing the same thing?
Yeah, so even though like I have more YouTube experience, from what I've seen in the course and the community, I've seen a lot of beginners having so much success, and it's really inspiring to see, and I'm really happy for them. So even if you have some YouTube experience running your own channel, and then maybe you want to learn something new, or if you're just starting out, I don't think it really matters, because I think this is really good for any kind of experience level. And whatever age you are, I've seen all kinds of age groups in your community as well. So that's also really nice to see that, we're able to have success in all realms. So it's really nice.
All right. And what would be the number one thing that you would say, like if you could mention one thing that you really enjoyed with the actual program, whether that be the access you have to mentors all the time or the course itself, what would you say that would be?
I think the number one most valuable thing is the coaches, because I think without coaches, it might have taken maybe a year or maybe more to learn something. But with experience, you can really dial that down to like a month or two, maximum, maybe less. And that's always, I think, very, very valuable in this world. Just people who are more experienced than you can learn from them. Rapid fire.
Yeah. So. Perfect. And if someone is on the verge of actually, maybe they haven't done any form of coaching before, you obviously joined another coaching program before this one that maybe, it could have been a great experience, but you didn't get the best results. What would you say to someone who has never done something like this before, but they're really looking to, break through, create some kind of either side hustle or main income from, YouTube automation? What would you say to them?
I'd say just, I was actually in the same shoes as what you just mentioned. I was like hesitant if I should join or not, but I was really thinking like, I just gotta take action. Like I've seen the success in your community, and I think all the was just doubts, negative talk that I've heard throughout my life. But you can't listen to that voice, and you just gotta look at the facts and evaluate pros and cons, and just make this decision, make the move, and just take relentless action, and just do it.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining in today. I am going to keep everyone watching also updated with where Matyas progresses beyond this. With the new channels, with the digital product store, combining all of this with AI workflows, all that stuff is very interesting. And also, I'm going to put Matyas's Instagram in the description. So if you're interested in following his journey individually, definitely go drop him a follow. Thank you for joining.